Hi and welcome to YOGABERRY, your yoga for scoliosis community. I'm Christine YOGABERRY. I'm a yoga teacher and I specialize in yoga for scoliosis. And today I've got a great practice for you, which is for S-curve scoliosis and to release the mid-back, because very often it's that place where the curve changes direction that can get a little bit locked up and that might enjoy a little bit of space. As always, you know that scoliosis is an individual condition, so it's a really, really good idea to get a proper diagnosis and start to target your practice or adapt your practice according to your individual curvature. So this is a sample practice only for S-curve scoliosis. So we're actually going to start in sitting today, and you can see I am in a kneeling position, and if your knees are happy with this, then I think this is a really, really nice seated position with scoliosis, especially because we know that there is a little bit of hip imbalance. So if we're sitting cross-legged, there's always a little bit of asymmetry. So it's not that you shouldn't be sitting cross-legged, but it's just to try something else. So if you're happy in kneeling, come into kneeling. Again, just noticing that now the base is a lot more stable, and just rest your hands on your legs for a moment, just closing your eyes to arrive for your practice, just starting to bring the awareness inwards with that intention to dedicate the time that we spend together now to focus on yourself, to focus on sensations in your body, just noticing your breath. Good, and then slowly open the eyes and let's start to roll the shoulders. So bringing the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. So just bringing in a little bit of movement, especially if you are sitting at a desk quite a lot, so making sure that you release any tension around this area. Good, lovely. Then we're going to open the arms out, and we're going to have the palms facing forward. And see if you can really reach through the arms, opening through the front of the chest. Just taking a couple of breaths here. Good, and then interlace the hands. We're going to press the palms away from us and dropping your chin slightly. So we're just kind of creating some space at the in between the shoulder blades. A little bit of a neck stretch. Good, and then again reaching the arms out to the sides, opening the front of the chest. Good, bring your right hand down beside you. Extend your left arm up towards the ceiling. We're just going to open the left side just for a breath or two and then release, coming over to the other side. So left hand is down, right arm reaching up and over. So we're going to go from side to side a few times just with the intention to open up any kind of locked up areas. So depending on the type of S-curve that you have, there might be areas that might enjoy a little bit of lengthening more. So if you have for example, right thoracic curve, when you go over to the right and you think about creating that space in the left, and then when you go over to the other side, it's more about the waist, right? So if you're not quite sure, just go from side to side. That's the nice thing about S-curves. There's both sides that need attention. Good, let's come back to center again one more time. Let's release the shoulders. And then we're going to come into all fours from here. Good, so we've been kneeling now for a few minutes, so you might want to stretch out your legs for a moment, extending one leg behind you, just rocking through the heel, extending the other leg. Good, maybe doing that again. See how you feel. Good, and then we'll have the hands directly underneath the shoulders, the knees hip distance apart. We're going to start with a cat-cow variation. So we're going to take an inhale, lift the chest forwards, drawing the shoulder blades down at the back, And then exhale, we're simply going to take the hips back towards the heels, kind of in towards an extended child's pose. So bringing yourself forwards, lifting up through the chest. And then exhale, taking the hips back. And see if you can really focus on this mid-back area. So sometimes when we do the traditional cat-cow, we're just kind of working into one area of the spine. So I like this variation because it's a little bit more evenly distributed. And you can really, especially when you're on your way back, thinking about that space that you're creating in that mid-back area. Good. Let's tuck the toes under, sending the hips halfway between the knees and the heels. We come into extended puppy pose. Reach the arms forwards. You might want to be on your fingertips, lengthening now. Again, thinking about that mid-back section. And see if you can open it up. Good. Let's bring the hands over to the right. Just breathing into the left side. Coming back to center and then moving the hands over to the left. Good. And with S-curve, we always want to come back to symmetry after practicing anything asymmetric. Lengthening through the crown of the head, lengthening through the tailbone. Good. And then slowly release. Come up onto the fingertips. And we're going to step forwards with the left leg, coming into a kneeling position, like so. So here we want to kind of make sure that our starting position is with the hips facing forwards. And we're just going to swing the right arm. So we're just going to swing it forwards and backwards. That's all. No big deal, right? So swinging the arm forwards and backwards. And then if this feels okay for you, then follow that movement with the arm a little bit, with the upper body. So let the upper body turn around with the arm, only if that feels good for you. Good, so it's like a gentle rotation here that we're bringing in just to release that mid-back section. Good, lovely. And then bringing the right hand onto the left knee, lengthening, and we'll just do a very gentle turn towards the left, just for a breath, and then release, change sides. So we're going to bring the right leg forwards, again making sure both hips are facing forwards, and we're going to swing the left arm. So it's not a controlled movement. I'm just letting the arm kind of drop and swing it back behind me. And then if you want, you can start to turn a little bit more if that feels good, to mobilize the back a little bit more. Again, with the intention of releasing tension. Good. Lovely. And then we're going to bring the right hand onto the left knee, lengthening first. Little gentle turn over towards the right. Good. And release. Come into a kneeling position for a moment. Just again, we want to come back to symmetry. We're just going to ever so slightly lift up through the chest and lengthening. Opening the front of the body. And then slowly release. Bring the hands down. We're going to come into downward dog from here. So tuck your toes under. Sending the hips up towards the ceiling. And again, can you take your breath into that midsection of the back where you feel most of the tension? Lovely. And then slowly bringing yourself down, and we're going to come to lying down on the back. Good. So have your feet generously wide as the width of your mat, and we're just going to windscreen wiper our legs from side to side, just allowing for that gentle rotation to happen. See how you feel. If you want to bring the arms up over the head, that can feel quite nice. Listening to what your body needs. Good, coming back to center, bring your feet hip distance apart. Start to press the feet into the floor. We're coming into a bridge pose from here. Reaching the knees away from you. And then can you slowly release down? So rolling the spine down. Vertebra by vertebra. Let's do that one more time. So pressing the feet into the floor, coming up into bridge. And then slowly releasing down, vertebra by vertebra. Good, rolling yourself over to the side. And coming back into seated position, either cross-legged, or if you want to come back into kneeling, if you like that, just to close the practice, noticing how you feel. And then slowly opening the eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you are interested in joining the Shine membership, where you will find longer curve-specific, scoliosis-specific videos, expert guests workshops, and a weekly live practice as well every Wednesday, then make sure to check out the description below. And otherwise, I'll see you very soon for the next video.